You have a hat on all day. You gotta be itching your head.
It's going.
You recording? All right. Behind the table, I was thinking.
I was trying to see, can it see me? Can it see me? I can't see.
No.
I think it can see me. That's me.
It has to go tall.
It's at the mic height. It's literally a mic and then there's mic. And you're tall, so it's like the mic height.
What is this?
Yo, oh, it says mango. I was like, what is obogo?
Obogo.
It's like upside down and look.
Damn,
Yo, you gotta read it, bro. Hashtag Clay is contented. Hashtag Team Blackbird. We are two seniors studying at Syracuse University, spreading our love of Clay at high schools. I'm like saggy.
We're gonna take several cuts.
Can you like buy me a belt? All right, take 27.
Probably see our alcohol in the back. We look like alcoholics.
We're gonna be boring. Let's think about it.
I like fishing with my bare hands as well.
Really?
No, I ain't never done that in my life.
I decided to go up and lend a helping hand, you know. You're like,
We the more Clay siblings. Jared, look at the camera.
Look, one person liked it.
Hey.
Perfect.
That motherfucker look uneven. Look at the back. Bird, stupendous, braggadocious, 2018 2.0. With a Clay.
What's up, y'all? My name is Gerald. I'm from the south side of Chicago.
My name is Mike. I'm from Rhode Island. Not Long Island. Rhode Island.
We're in Rhode Island, Mike.
Pawtucket.
Pawtucket, Rhode Island, bet. So, definitely, what's up, guys? We just wanted to reach out to you and just give you a visualization of how we looked, you know, see our beautiful faces. He never turned his head backwards. That means he liked y'all. He liked y'all. But we just want to give you a visualization of who we are, a little bit about why we started this project, and a little personality of like where we come from.
So we started Clay Siblings just because we were interested in going to high schools in Portland.
To be honest, like it was really just an opportunity for us to not only like test our skills as artists by continuing to go to the conference, but really add something new and different to the whole experience of NCECA.
So last year we went to Portland, that's where NCECA was, and we went to 2 high schools and we demonstrated, we did a slideshow about our work and our experience at our university, showing like the different rooms and the professors there and sort of all the things that we have access to in terms of being college students. And the reason why that I did it, you could speak on it a little bit more, was just because when I was in high school, I didn't have that person that would come in and talk about those things. We had people who would come from like universities come talk about it, but it was never like someone our age where we could be like, oh wow, that's not so far away. We actually had people like from really scummy schools come and try to like play us. Yeah, like expensive schools, because when I was at Shea, we had people come in, I'm thinking, wow, this is great. And then when I transferred to the other school and I was telling my like advisors about these other schools, they was like, there's no way you're gonna get any money from them. Like they're just gonna put you in crazy debt. And so I was just sort of glad to have that opportunity. But you can go ahead and speak on that some more.
No, definitely a lot of those like kind of similar sentiments. I think that when we think about the ceramics and the expansive field from like hand building to throwing to slip casting to mold making, I think that there's so many different things that I never thought I'd be interested in or get involved with. Mostly because like just where I come from, you know, a lot of times like people are in the art world, how they talk to us is just, you know, you drawing, you know, kind of idea. And there's like a whole separate side of art that it includes drawing, includes decorative ideas, but it's so much about the physicality of clay that really draws you in. So I think that by being able to go to high school students and show that passion, that drive, and that love, not only is it inspiring for me to keep making, but it also just adds more people to the crew.
And also a voice that goes against the naysayers. And the naysayers are all people that you like love dearly. The people who are in your family who well, how are you going to make money, and how's this going to happen, and how's that? And I had that sort of doubt, but I understood that if I stayed where I was, then I would be there forever, and that I would get a sort of job that similar to like my parents, and just sort of not explore the world. And so I sort of went to college out on a limb, and to be honest, I kind of told my parents I was going to be an architecture major, and they believed it.
Some of my family still think I'm art ed, bro.
And they believed it. And so when I got here, and my professor showed me all these opportunities in different places, like I've gone in more places the last year than I've been in my entire life, just because of clay. Like,
yeah, bro.
And that's what was in our proposal too, about the fuel and everything. And so, I mean, I couldn't be happier right now. And so if we could share that with high school students and sort of give them like a push or even a little bit of fuel to go in the same direction or even think about it.
Definitely. I mean, that's what we're here for, like it's not about, in my opinion, it's not about just like trying to be stingy and selfish and say like, I made it out, like that's all that matters. I think it's about just constantly trying to open up more doors and being able to show people like, yeah, you can go to China, or yeah, you can go to Paris, or yeah, you can go to someplace in Maine and love it, I think it's really just
we've been to those places. We're not showing, we're just trying to say, just like, that's the point that, I never ever thought I'd go to like China,
and love it and like want to go back immediately.
Because you hear all these crazy things about like China stuff, and it's like most of it ain't really true. But I mean, just clay takes you places, and I didn't realize that.
Definitely. So I think that's like a perfect way to just kind of transition and talk about like our own small individual experience of like what was the first time we touched clay. I think for me, like I said, like when I was in high school, there was a lot of push for 2D work, which I started to fall in love with photography and digital imaging. But when I was a senior, I was recommended to take this AP 3D sculpture class downtown, and it just completely changed my life. That was the first time I ever made a figurative bust. It was just crazy to think that I could do these things that seem so foreign and impossible to me. It was like magic when I touched it, just because like I felt like not only was I responding to the clay was responding to me. So it was like this kind of conversation. And I think from there, when I got to college, I always thought about the way clay felt. And I always thought about like going back to it, no matter, if I only had that one opportunity in high school. And when I became a sophomore, I took my first wood throwing class. From there, it was downhill. I went to NCCA. I ended up getting a scholarship to Haystack. I became a part of the ceramics department at Syracuse. So I definitely think that that's a part of, again, the reason why we started the Clay Siblings Project, is that like, even though like I had that one experience in high school with clay, and that, in the grand scheme of things, I learned like this much of the skills that I have right now, that thought and that memory that I had with clay continue to push me to think about it. And when I got to college, I knew that was something eventually that I want to work with. So, clay is powerful, and why not share that with the world? So.
Yeah, my first experience was actually in high school, and it was just because I knew that my high school teacher was like a master mold maker pretty much. He studied at RISD and got his master's there, and I just wanted to take advantage of that. And so I ended up doing my first bust. It was fun. It was just a little sculpture, and at the time I just thought, this is pretty cool, But I wasn't exposed to all of the steps and all the sort of things I could take advantage of until I got to college, and I was an undecided arts major. And so, as a part of foundations, you have to take everything. And I found myself in the wheelthrowing room more than any other place on campus. But yeah, and then I became a ceramics major, and from there on, it's just been gung ho. So
definitely, we're super excited to meet you guys. Please send us your videos. Please be creative. We want to see your personality, see who you guys are as well.
Have fun. Don't be stale with it. Gerald had this idea. Let's sit on the couch
And
Okay, if you don't know, me and Mike are roommates as well, so that's why we're.
She lives over there and I live over here.
But,
We never see each other.
but definitely be free, creative. Tell us about who you are, why you basically fell in love with ceramics, and
Or maybe you didn't.
All right, guys, definitely see you soon. Yo, Team Blackbird. Full
Team
effect,
Blackbird.
bro.
Y'all better
Don't worry about what that means, bro. You'll learn later.
figure it out. Peace. Just. Is that gonna be
Turn it
official
down.
with the
How you
whole
turn it
team?
down?
What you mean turn it down?
Turn it down.
Remember we twisted it so it's
Wait. Turn it off.